Growing up, my friends and I would always explore the nearby streets after school. We'd kick a soccer ball around, play tag or ride our bikes until it was time to go home. There were no real rules to our games. We'd just make stuff up as we went along. There was one street in particular that we loved to visit because it had an abandoned house at the end. The paint on the house was peeling, the lawn was overgrown, and there was a basketball hoop in the driveway with a tire swing hanging from it. To us, it looked like the perfect haunted house. My friends and I would try to find the front door so we could sneak inside and see what was hiding in the darkness. But the house was so overgrown that we couldn't ever find it. Then one day the house was demolished and our adventures came to an end. But recently, while walking my dog, I noticed that the house was back. It looked exactly the same as I remembered. So I thought it would be fun to show my son where I used to play. As we walked down the sidewalk, I told him stories about the spooky old house and how we used to pretend it was haunted. He listened patiently until we got to the end of the street. "Do you want to go check it out?" I asked. He nodded his head excitedly and ran across the street. We walked up the driveway and stood in front of the house. I could feel a sense of nostalgia wash over me as I took in the peeling paint and overgrown grass. Then I noticed something strange. There was a swing in the tree and it didn't look like it was from the 60s like I remembered. It looked brand new. And then I saw a girl sitting on the porch steps and she was crying. I asked her if she was okay and she looked up at me with big red eyes. "I'm looking for my dog," she said. "He got loose and I think he went into that house." I knew right away that she was talking about the tire swing. Kids are always trying to make it look like they're haunted or something. I smiled and tried to put her at ease. "Don't worry," I said. "I'll help you find him." She thanked me and ran into the house. I followed her inside, and that's when I realized the house wasn't abandoned. There were toys all over the floor and kids' clothes hanging from the staircase banisters. There was even a high chair next to the couch with a bottle on the side. A woman was standing in the doorway watching me. "Can you find my puppy?" she asked. I told her I already had and that he was probably hiding in the bedroom. She sighed and said, "Thank you. I don't know what I'd do without you." As I walked toward the bedrooms, I could hear the girl talking to her dog. I peeked around the corner and saw her sitting on the bed with a little brown puppy in her arms. "There he is," I said. "Looks like you found your dog." She looked up at me with tears in her eyes. "You scared me," she said. "I thought you were a monster." I laughed and ruffled her hair. "I'm not a monster," I said. "And this isn't a haunted house." She shook her head and hugged her puppy. "Okay," she whispered. The mother came over and thanked me again for finding her dog. "Let's go," she said to her daughter. "It's time to come home now." As they were leaving, the girl turned to me and said, "This isn't a haunted house." I smiled and waved goodbye. "Have a nice night," I said. They disappeared into the darkness, and suddenly I was filled with a sense of dread. I shouldn't have gone inside that house, I thought. What if it really was haunted? I ran to my car and slammed the door shut. I didn't even bother to lock it. I just floored it and sped away. As I was driving, I could have sworn that I saw the girl standing in the front yard waving at me. I didn't stop to find out if it was her. I just kept driving, and that's why, to this day, I never go back to that house, even though it looks like the perfect haunted house to me now. If you'll excuse me, I have to go check on my dog. He hasn't stopped barking since we got home.